Yes, we are back. We are back. Episode number 67, which means we are 2/3 of the way through episode 100 next year at the Clappers. Can't wait for that. By the way, Clapper Awards voting has been done with. Thank you for all who voted for me, especially my family members who have really done a lot for me. Thank you a lot to all you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are awesome. But yeah, next month, I believe. Gonna check the Facebook page soon. But yeah, next month, Clapper Awards. Gonna be fun. It's a virtual celebration this year because, of course, in a pandemic, we all can't be gathered together. But yep, it'll be on the 19th, 7 p.m., November the 19th, which means we are quite a good while away. Checking my calendar now. That is 4 weeks and 1 day, 29 days away. I'm excited for it. And, of course, we had the NASCAR playoffs, Hollywood Casino 400, ironically in Kansas, where Joey Logano blocks Kevin Harvick for the wins. And he is going to Phoenix. This was unbelievable. This is what happened for the last few laps. Kevin Harvick getting closer and closer and closer and closer to Logano. But Logano just keeps on blocking him. That's Joey's third win of the season, first win since the pandemic. Chase Elliott won stage 1. Denny Hamlin won stage 2. Matt Kenseth hit the wall on lap 144. Kurt Busch lost his engine on lap 196. And poor old Tyler Reddick got into a wreck with 46 laps to go. But this last lap is just insane. Look at how close he's getting. Logano staying high. That's something he always does. He always stays high. Harvick trying to get that aerodynamic, trying to get that draft on him, trying to get as close. But look, 0.34 now. There's no way he's going to catch up. Tries to get that aerodynamic, tries to get that draft. It doesn't work. Joey Logano was just unbelievable. Man, oh man. Such poor luck for him since the pandemic. And finally, he gets that win for the first time in 7 months. How about Logano? He's going to the championship race. Harvick is in second place. Kurt Busch is in last place out of the round of 8, mainly due to getting a wreck. All the current playoff drivers have 4,000 points. Brad Keselowski is in 4th place, which means that he would make it. And Texas is where the next race is going to be. There are only 3 more races left. And, of course, next year there's going to be a race at brand new Nashville Speedway. But you know what? I think this great city of Wadsworth deserves their own speedway. Like, look at this open field right here. I believe it is on the corner of Hartman and Akron, I believe. But look at that. A lot of open land right there. I'm just saying, that could be a potential racetrack, the Wadsworth Speedway. That's right. Everyone should take note. Look at all that open field, and I didn't get it all. Man, oh, man. That would be a good place to put a racetrack. Pretty close to the studio, pretty close to the school, pretty close to downtown Wadsworth. I think that would be fun to see. And remember, will we really know where Daytona is if not for the Speedway? Will we really know about Talladega without the Speedway? What about Watkins Glen? I mean, small city, but hey, it's going to be fun maybe. Or maybe I'm just exaggerating. I'm probably exaggerating, but hey, who knows? Sorry for the voice crack. Rays against the Side Steelers. And the Rays won! The Rays won! Thank you, God! So apparently, there is such thing as God. Indeed. It's just the second time in their history that the Rays have advanced to the World Series. Zach Greinke went 6 innings and allowed 2 runs in Game 4. But look at Peter Fairbanks striking him out! Getting Alex Bregman swinging at Petco. Carlos Correa, a walk-off home run. That guy right there in Game 5. And then Houston scored 7 unanswered in Game 6. They became the first team since 2004 Red Sox to come back from 3-0 deficit. And then Randy Arozarena. Some guy named Randy Arozarena does it again. Another home run. And then this right here, the final out. The final out in Houston season is finally over. Randy Arozarena won the MVP. Who else? He is the first rookie in the history of baseball to win a postseason MVP. But Tampa did it. Thank you, God. $28.3 million budget, and they are going to the World Series. It is Moneyball, but they don't choke. Because Moneyball, they always choke. Because Oakland wants to sign Steelers. And Dusty Baker chokes again. Way to go, Dusty. You're not a good manager in postseason. 2002, blowing that lead in the World Series. Whoa, 2003, blowing 3-1 lead as the Cubs. 2012 with the Reds. 2017 with the Nationals. 2020 with the signed Steelers. Dusty Baker is a horrible manager in the postseason. And why did they hire him? I knew if Houston were to hire Dusty Baker, why are they going to hire him? I said they're going to make it playoffs. And if they, or I said if they make it the playoffs, because I didn't think they were. But if they did make the playoffs, they were going to find a way to blow it. The Dusty Baker specialty. If Dusty Baker were a chef, he'd have something you would choke on to death. Oh, I'm just kidding. He would give you something really nice, and then he'd taste the food and then chokes to death. Please. Chew carefully when you're eating, by the way. I always chew carefully when I eat, because I don't feel like choking. I really don't. Dodgers against the Braves, and the Dodgers came back for the 3-1 deficit. The Braves pulled a Golden State Warriors, blowing a 3-1 lead. Third time last 4 years, Los Angeles going World Series. They scored 11 runs in the first inning of Game 3. And then Atlanta scored 6 runs in the 6th inning of Game 4. And then Game 5, the Stars completely aligned out of Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, as Will Smith for the Dodgers hit a home run off Will Smith of the Atlanta Braves. No, neither of them are from West Philadelphia. Neither of them are from Bel Air. Disappointing, I know, but still absolutely crazy. Corey Seager and Justin Turner went back-to-back in Game 6. And Cody Bellinger right there in the 7th inning. Go ahead, home run. Throws the bat down. Home run. Elbow bumps Kike Hernandez. Dislocates his elbow. Still plays in the game. And Atlanta keeps on choking. 2020 is another year Atlanta chokes. The Falcons blew a 28-3 lead. Georgia blew a 20-7 lead, I believe, against Alabama College playoffs. College playoffs. Falcons choked to the Eagles the year after blowing 28-3. The Falcons choked left and right before firing Dan Quinn at last. And now the Braves. Not to mention, you cannot forget about the fact that the Hawks are completely irrelevant and they don't have a hockey team because the Flames are in Calgary and the Thrashers are now in Winnipeg. Where the heck is Winnipeg? I don't even know. Dear God. Time for Tommy's picks. We're going to look at October Madness out there. My nickname for the postseason, Medina. Number 8, Medina. Upsets number 1, say that word, 35-31. Brunswick, number 6, Brunswick. Upsets number 3, Canton McKinley, 27-14. Number 5, St. Ignatius takes down number 4, Euclid, 30-20. And the only one that was not an upset was number 2, Mentor, 31-14. Hoban beat the tar out of Roosevelt, 63-0. And Austintown Fitch beat the tar out Twinsburg, 35-0. And Hudson beat the tar out Bedford, 42-0. Nordonia involved in another high-scoring contest. You have to admit, those Knights really know how to score. It's just that they surrendered 55 points to Mayfield. Avon Lake beats Wadsworth, 30-7. Barberton still keeping that season alive with a big upset over St. John's Jesuit, 21-14. Brecksville beating Oregon Clay. Nothing new out of the Bees, 49-33. North Royalton keeps the dream alive. Double overtime. Second week in a row they go into overtime. And they beat Olmsted Falls, 33-27. That is the number 22 seed in Division 2, Region 6. I don't know how they are still in it, but that is insane. Highland, Luke Stiles went off against them. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick six. John Big touchdown out there. 41-21 was your final. Of course, Andrew Riggenberg, great job as an emergency quarterback out there for Aaron Phillips. Hopefully Aaron gets back next week for us. But anyways, Aurora takes down NDCL 41-24. Norwalk upsets Copley 17-10. And Revere blanks Buckeye 27-0. Everything being all upside down in high school football. And if there's one thing that's going to end it, it would be the pandemic. Hopefully the pandemic doesn't end it. But the NFL going on too. But anyways, Colts playing the Bungles. Colts won. That was my luck of the week too. 31-27. Broncos 18-12. Brandon McManus 6 field goals. Titans 42. Texans 36. Derrick Henry goes off. 5 touchdowns. And the Steelers beat the Browns. I think I might have jinxed us with that rap song. I'm very sorry, by the way. I love that rap song, though. Ravens beat the Eagles. Eagles die. 30-28. Giant losers beat the Washington football team. And the Washington, or by the way, for those that didn't hear, the Washington football team, that's going to be their name next year as well. So get ready for another season of the Washington football team. Dan Snyder can't think of a name. You've got to be kidding me. The Washington football team. God, I hate that name. And without Dan Quinn, the Falcons won 40-23. The Lions beat Stinksonville. Get Saxonville, but Stinksonville 34-16. Bears beat the Panthers 23-16. Free Willie, that's right, it's a Free Willie winner. 24-0. Tua Tagovailoa, now the new quarterback hit for Fitzception. And meanwhile, Tampa Bay taking down the Packers 38-10. Is Tom Brady a good fit? I don't know, because the defense really stepped it up. You know, Tom Brady has a really strong defense everywhere he goes, and he doesn't throw the ball over 10 yards, you know. Is he an overrated quarterback? I don't know. It might come from me listening and watching Sports Talk Barry, who calls him overrated system quarterback. But if he is, next year I'll name my fantasy football team System of 4 Downs. Get it? System of 4 Downs, System of a Down. 49ers beat the Rams on Sunday night, 24-16. And on a Monday night doubleheader, the Chiefs beat the Bills 26-17. And the Cardinals beat the tar out of Dackless Dallas 38-10. Well, my Week 6 fantasy team saw Kyler Murray and Justin Jefferson going off. Justin Jefferson, 166 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Can't sleep on A.J. Brown either. A.J. Brown, 56 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. And Indy's defense did absolutely horrible. I mean, they're the best defense in the league, too. Only 2 sacks and 1 interception. That's depressing. But you know what's not depressing? Me going 9-7 to World High School football. Lots of upsets, of course. Copley, St. Edward, and McKinley. The fact that they lost is pretty crazy. I didn't expect Barberton North Royalton to be in it either. October Madness going on strong. 56-30 with 63 points. And by the way, if you look at Division I, Region 1 in high school football, all the teams except for St. Ignatius are in the Greater Cleveland Conference. Hands down, the best conference in all of Northeast Ohio. Maybe the best conference in Ohio. By the way, Euclid Panthers leaving the GCC next year. I don't know why. But you know what? If you're in the GCC, that means you have a good shot at winning the states. I mean, you're in the best league. But anyways, Friday night touchdown has game of the week. Of course, you could have Brunswick against Mentor, GCC matchup too. But Walsh against Benedictine, boo. North Royalton against Avon Lake, boo. But you can have Highland Avon. And I'm voting Highland Avon. And Highland Avon is in the lead. I don't know if you can see, but we in first place right there against Avon. Of course, I am going to ballot bomb that right now, in fact. Of course, In the NFL, I went 8-6, 9 points, lock of the week. Won with Indy despite too many upsets. I'm currently 38, 31, and 1 with 65 points. Keep on trying to ballot bomb this, but look at that. 44% compared to 41%. Go Highland. I think we have this. Look at that. Highland 4-2. Not every day do you get to see a winning team out of those Hornets. Just kidding. Because the Hornets always winning. Coach Gibbons knows exactly what he's doing. But yeah, 128.02 fantasy points out of my dream fantasy team. And my real fantasy team was terrible. 90.32 points. Absolutely god-awful. Everyone was horrible. Zeke fumbled twice. Devin Singletary, 5.5. Odell Beckham Jr., 4.5 points. Indy, 4 points. I mean, that's just depressing. Excuse me for that voice crack, but I tried to say it in a goofy way. And I still won. I still won because the team I played was completely idle. And I'm happy with idle. Only 65.28 points. My team got a C-. That was my worst week yet, and I still win. You talk about crazy stuff going on in the great world of fantasy football. I have a 3-3 record, 760 points, which means that I am third in the league for points. That is pretty impressive. What's not impressive is that I'm 3-3. Anyways, time for Tommy's picks. You know I have the best picks out there. Division 1, Region 1 in October Madness. Mentor takes down Brunswick. I think they're going to win it. Blue Devils good, but the Cardinals are better. Wildcats battling Bees. Medina keeps the Cinderella run alive with a win Friday night. Taking down St. I with that. Division 2, Region 5, you have Holman against Mayfield. Holman took it to Roosevelt. So I'm going to say Holman takes it to Mayfield. Austin Town going up against Warren Harding. Got to go with Austin Town. Hudson against Riverside. Got to pick those Hudson Explorers. Benedictine against Walsh. This is a game to look out for in the region, in the quarterfinals. Got to be close, but I'm saying the Warriors have that. Walsh Jesuit Warriors pick up the win. Division 2, Region 6. My big region, because, of course, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Highland Horn Sports Network on YouTube, I highly encourage you to do so, because I'm going to give a post-game recap. And I don't know if I'll be able to announce the basketball season. I don't know because of COVID and stuff, and COVID is super bad, and yeah, you have to wear masks and stuff, but still. Avon against Highland. Highland continues the dream of that upset. And before you say, oh no, number 1 has to win, look at Division 1, Region 1. Tell me what is up with that, because there's no number 1 seed. That's right, no number 1 seed. Because Medina pulled off the upset. Highland going to do the same thing. Avon winning against North Royalton. I'm calling it another overtime winner. That's right, another overtime winner for those Purple Bears. Brecksville against Barberton Suburban League matchup. National Conference versus American Conference. Got to pick the Bees. Mason Perry against Stubwood. Guy goes Perry. Washington against Silver. Tigers win. Division 3, Region 9, Chardon against Geneva. Chardon wins. Streetsboro against Dover. Got picked Streetsboro. Campfield Cardinals against St. V's St. M. Got to go with the Fighting Irish at that. St. Vincent, St. Mary High School. LeBron's High School. Got to go with them. New Philadelphia against Aurora. Green Men good. Green Men bats to the Final Four last year. Got to go with the Green Men. Division 3, Region 10. Columbian against Revere. Revere's going to lose to Columbian. That's right. Bowling Green against Holy Name. Got to pick Holy Name with an upset. Padua Franciscan. I think the Bears going to beat West Holmes on that. Time to go to NFL picks right well. Time have to do an NHL 21 review too. So I'm picking the Eagles, Titans, football team is my upset. Bills is my lock. Panthers, Packers, Browns, Falcons, Seahawks, Chargers, missing Tom Brady, otherwise known as the Patriots, Chiefs, Raiders, and the Bears on Monday night. Fantasy team won't go like this. Josh Allen, QB, Derrick Henry, and Chris Carson as my running backs. Julio Jones, Devontae Adams as my receivers. George Kittle is my tight end. Harrison Butker is my kickers. The Bills, Mafia, Bills defense against the Jets. So that took 30 seconds. I've got an NHL 21 review. Time to look at Be a Pro. That's right, Be a Pro, their version of career mode. Why can't they call it career mode? I don't know. Actually, a lot has changed this year. More conversations that can be made in the game. It's more similar to MLB The Show, not like 2K and Madden, which it's like cheesy cutscenes, in my opinion. You can buy things for your player, which is pretty cool, like a house and stuff. And the scenarios are like real life and change as your career progresses, which seems cool. And they're finally awards, but it still doesn't add up. It still feels like there's some charm missing in this. Still doesn't feel like everything is good. And by the way, NHL 21 will not make the jump to, what do you call it? They will not make the jump to next gen PS5. And it looks like the graphics are the same. It looks like the gameplay is the same. And feels like there isn't really that much that changes. I mean, sure you have more of this, but still, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be good, in my opinion. And you have franchise mode, too. Of course, franchise mode is a thing. The trade deadline has been changed with 4 options to choose from. You can look and see who's available and who you want to sell. And there's a record book there that has all-time stats, which is similar to what 2K has as well. And by the way, Alex Ovechkin right there on the cover. Ovechkin was on the cover of NHL 07 as well, which is kind of dumb to think about. That'd be like if, I don't know, say Drew Brees gets on the cover of Madden 22 next year. He was already been on the cover, Madden NFL 11. But still, multiple positions have been added for players, which I guess is okay. Draft class quality has been added, and there's also a revamp of trade values. So it's pretty much trade. All they did was add trade and not add much. So it seems like this is kind of a ripoff. But again, what else did you expect out of EA? You know what I have to say. You know what? EA Sports continues to copy and paste the same game every stinking year. Be a Pro is pretty nice, the additions, but it's still not that good. Franchise mode didn't get any major additions. Presentation and gameplay still not good. Gameplay is choppy and not smooth. It's also really slow compared to what it used to be years ago. No new promotions for franchise mode. Microtransactions. What else do you expect out of EA Sports? Just having those stupid microtransactions that I just loathe. I mean, it's just really frustrating to see that. Hockey Ultimate Team isn't fair either. And the Be a Pro scenarios don't seem that exciting. EA Sports had NHL 20 and turned into NHL 21, which is kind of ironic because they had NHL 17, which became 18, which became 19, which became 20, which became 21. So, yeah, they haven't changed a darn thing over the last few years. Final score, a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. It's better than Madden, better than FIFA, better than 2K, of course, but that's not saying much. It's the biggest kid in the preschool program. Aww, I'm comparing EA Sports to little kids. Of course, little kids don't know better about poor quality and just frustration like this. You are better off playing the classics like NHL 94, NHL 2002, my favorite hockey game of all time, NHL 2004, NHL 14. The fact that they can make a better hockey game in 2001 compared to 2020 is mighty depressing in my opinion. Really depressing in my opinion. But still, at least we have the classics. Of course, that's NHL 21 for you. You know, I've been considering maybe writing a book that I could publish. I know that's kind of outlandish for me. And you know what? I'd like to hear out of you guys out there about if I should write a book about the steep and sharp decline of EA Sports video games. Of course, I don't know if I should or shouldn't. Of course, I don't know what to do anyways, but yeah, WCTV right here on Wadsworth, of course, always great to have such great people out there. World Series coming up too. I don't know if I should or shouldn't. Maybe you should tell me. Maybe you can text me or email me. Yeah, again, you don't know my phone number and you don't know my email, which is good. But anyways, maybe I should do fan mail one day. I don't know. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Next week, we're going to talk a lot about sports again. And, of course, with all the crazy stuff going on in the country right now, and considering the crazy stuff that has to come on Election Day, it might be a word doom, or not word doom special, but it might be a little goofier and be like, I hope you stay safe and stuff. Might be something silly and special about it, and me absolutely running for my life. Of course, I know I'm kind of pessimistic, but still. You know, COVID-19 is getting really bad out there in the world right now, so of course, you have to be safe and careful out there. So please be kind. Of course, next week we'll also be covering UFC 254. That'll be Saturday night on ESPN pay-per-view, I believe. So, of course, WCTV right here in Wadsworth. Of course, pointing the WCTV sign on the other set on my right. But anyways, I think we're good. Yep, there it is, WCTV. That's right, WCTV. And please, whatever you do, don't change the channel, because not only will you see me next week if you don't change the channel, but you also get to watch some of these fantastic shows on WCTV, which will be coming up in about 2 minutes. So stay in there and stick around.